Hello, my name is Dr. Jeff Heinz and I'm the founder of Heinz Orthodontics. In my spare time, I really like to enjoy the outdoors. I have two beautiful German Short-haired pointers, dogs who we love to go hunting with and spend a ton of time playing frisbee with them. In the winter, you find me on the ski slopes more than anything. I grew up skiing since I was about 3 years old and come from a huge skiing family, so whenever we can get out and enjoy the snow, especially being here in Michigan, we like to. What drew me to orthodontics was a combination of a couple things, one of which was an experience that I had when I was a kid. I had a consultation with an orthodontist who told me that my treatment was going to take about 3 years. And my mother didn't think that that sounded right and just wanted to get a second opinion. And the second orthodontist that I went to go see told me that it was going to be about a year, maybe a year and a half, depending on how I wore my rubber bands. So we decided to go with him. And believe it or not, I got done with my treatment in about 11 months. So I always kind of wondered about that discrepancy and why there were two different ways of doing things and how there could be that big of a time difference. And then when I got introduced to dentistry through one of my best friend's fathers who kind of recruited me, he told me that, obviously I had the grades that I could do it, but I didn't know what I wanted to do yet. And he kind of saw the things that I did. I loved being in the garage, working with motors and working with wood and kind of things like that, and building. And he had me come shadow his practice. And after spending one day with him, seeing him interact with patients and have fun and work and drill and work with people and teams and things like that, I changed my major that next day. So after that, when I was in dental school, I kind of thought that maybe orthodontics would be for me, and I kind of thought about those times from when I was younger and started shadowing some orthodontists. And I really fell in love with the profession, but again, I found a lot of discrepancies and a lot of differences between practices. Some practices did things really amazingly and had wonderful, fun teams, and there was positive energy everywhere. And other practices were kind of meh and didn't really do it for me. So I just decided that I wanted to be one of the greatest orthodontists in the world and have a team and a culture that everyone wants to be around and is contagious, and here we are. The culture here at Heinz Orthodontics is really something of inclusivity and a family-friendly, fun environment. I knew that when I was going to go through the hiring process that it was going to be hard to find the right people that could share my vision and my dream for what we were going to create here. And I found two of the most amazing team members right off the bat to help me grow this thing. Carmen and Kira. Carmen, the original OG, who was my first team member. I remember the first time we met, I knew she was the right person. She had absolutely no orthodontic experience, but no one needs orthodontic experience. They need the right personality and attitude. And she's been doing amazing so far. I couldn't possibly be more proud of her. And then Kira came on to make the three amigos, and she's the same thing. I've never met someone that likes to work as hard as she does and is so interested and hungry to learn more. In fact, any fault that either one of them have is my own, because I just can't feed them enough information quick enough. They're two of the most incredible people I can imagine, and I couldn't be happier with the way that our team has turned out. And so what we like to do is just have a ton of fun day in and day out, as simple as that seems, but also focus on clinical excellence and delivering world-class customer service and care. And we're doing that every day, slow and steady, and building up our name and reputation in a town that's been incredibly welcoming, and we've been having some incredible results. So the ride's been fun, and I can't wait to see what the next few years show us. So one of the things that drew me to this practice opportunity when I kind of stumbled upon it last year was the community that I found when we drove up here and started checking it out. To be honest, I didn't even know Rockford existed before we started looking at this practice. I knew I loved the west side of Michigan. I knew I loved Grand Rapids, had some friends and family over here. But when I came across Rockford, I was kind of shocked at this diamond in the rough, I guess, in my mind. Everyone else, it seems like, that I talk to know about Rockford, and they tell me, oh my God, it's great, I love it. The one time I was there, I fell in love with it. It's the same thing I hear from everyone. I don't know why I had never had that experience before, but when I came over here for the first time, I felt the same thing. We went to the downtown, saw all the shops and restaurants and bars and people hanging out outside. And even in a year full of COVID, you could feel the community and the way people were coming together and still being outside and doing things that they could. And I just saw the potential for this area and could really see myself and my family setting our roots up here. And it was a little bit of a leap of faith when we made the plunge, because we're a couple of East Siders and coming into a new area. But we just couldn't be happier with the way everything's turned out, and the community's been so great to us. I was a little nervous at first, but just one after another, wonderful people are coming into our consultation room, and they're feeling the kind of thing that we're building around here, and they're having fun, and they're starting with us. And then we're starting to get out in the community as things are starting to open up a little bit more, and I'm part of the Rockford Chamber of Commerce, which has been incredible to us and really welcoming and giving us opportunities to show off who we are and say some things about ourselves. And then going downtown, during COVID all winter they had the whole main strip shut down, and little bonfires out, and people were outside grabbing a bite to eat, and I knew this was going to be the right place after being here even just for a couple months. Visioned what I wanted to create here in Rockford. I thought a little bit about my past experiences, and I've worked in corporate settings and large group practices where you see a ton of patients, and the clinical care is great, don't get me wrong, but it lacked some of that personal touch that I wanted to feel and experience and deliver for my patients. So when we built this and started this practice in Rockford, I had a really unique vision in mind. I wanted to have a practice that was a little bit slower paced, where I could spend a lot of time and really be hands-on with my patients and the families, because I want to get to know them. I like to have fun and talk, and I probably chat too much in clinic, but that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. And if we see a few less patients because of it, so be it. So come see us here at Heinz Orthodontics for a complimentary consultation to see what kind of options you have to give you a smile that's going to change your life.